What's up, Eagles fans? Welcome into the All-22 review. I'm Fran Duffy, and today we're going to take a look back at the Eagles' first loss of the 2022 season. It happened this past Monday night against the visiting Washington Commanders. And we'll start on the offensive side of the football. 3 clips I want to show you, and we'll start first with wide receiver DeVonta Smith. He paced the Eagles' offense, 6 catches and a touchdown. 3 of those catches came critical times. 3rd down, red zone, certainly got that touchdown. We'll take a look at exactly what DeVonta Smith did on his birthday on Monday night against Washington. DeVonta Smith had a number of important catches on the day. Here's his first one. It's 3rd and 10. The Eagles facing a blitz here on 3rd and long from the Commanders. It's cover 0, which means there is no deep safety. They're going to have an extra man that's going to get through to Jalen Hurts. He's got to beat that man with his arm, and he does it. He gets to DeVonta Smith on the wide receiver screen to move the chains for a first down. Great job there by Hurts and DeVonta. Here, 3rd and 5, another blitz call, and here off the empty set, you can see that stacked release. That keeps the defense off of DeVonta Smith. He's got free access up to the second level. Jalen Hurts knows that, and he gets the ball out fast, beats the blitz with his arm, moves the chains once again. And then you get into the red zone. The Eagles spread out the defense. They go empty. It's one-on-one man coverage on the outside with an option route for DeVonta Smith. He attacks the leverage of the corner, makes him miss, gets into the end zone. Nice route concept there to get the Eagles a touchdown. And that touchdown pass from Jalen Hurts to DeVonta Smith, one of 2 he threw on the day. Jalen becoming the 4th quarterback to have 20-plus total touchdowns in the 2022 season. Impressive feat there for the 3rd-year quarterback. Now, let's take a look at another one of his touchdowns. It was a throw from Jalen to Dallas Goedert. It was a complimentary play, a really fun wrinkle on one of the Eagles' core concepts in the quarterback run game. Let's take a look at how they set up that touchdown to Dallas Goedert. This is one of my favorite play concepts of the game here for the Eagles. First play of the game, QB draw out of an empty set. We actually saw this back in week 3 with the Eagles. Jalen Hurts in the red zone running a quarterback draw. We see it here once again. Jason Kelce out leading the way, and Jalen Hurts stumbles forward for a first down. Great call there to get the Eagles to move the chains, and Jason Kelce, obviously, there aren't a lot of centers that are able to do this out in front for the quarterback in the QB run game. Great job by Jalen, but they set this up later in the game. Once again, they go empty. You've got Dallas Goedert in the near slot. Jalen Hurts is going to take the snap, step forward as if he's going to go QB draw, bring those linebackers up. It's not often you get play action with nobody in the backfield. That's exactly what this was. Little pop pass to Dallas Goedert for the touchdown. Outstanding job from the Eagles coaching staff, understanding, hey, we ran this QB draw in week 3. We ran it early in the game. Let's throw the change up here with the pop pass down on the goal line for 6. And that QB draw to QB pop pass, just another of many examples of the Eagles offensive coaching staff sequencing plays, doing one thing and then setting it up later with a new wrinkle or a new changeup. We saw a couple of good examples in this game on Monday night, and also the Eagles leaning on some of their strengths in the run game. And we know how they have so many different layers to what they do with that rushing attack, obviously powered by that offensive line. And there were a handful of clips that really stood out to me, just 2 interesting concepts from the Eagles against the Commanders. A couple of fun wrinkles here from the Eagles run game and the on offense here in this one. And we're going to start with a QB counter read where you're going to get Jordan Mailata and Landon Dickerson pulling from left to right. Jalen Hurts is reading the backside. Watch that devastating block from Jordan Mailata on the play side, and Jalen Hurts runs forward for a first down. Great job there. Well-schemed run for the Eagles. Now they came back and they ran it right away. You're going to get the same blocking scheme essentially here. It's surfaced a little bit differently between Kelce and Dickerson, but it's the same QB counter run. But this time, Jalen reads it and hands it off to Miles Sanders. He beats the linebacker to the corner, and he nearly runs for a first down, 9 yards there on 1st and 10. Now, one other element we saw, the unbalanced tackle overplays for the Eagles. Lane Johnson lining up on the left side next to Jordan Mailata with Landon Dickerson, and look at the movement between 65 and 69. Outstanding job at the point of attack with Lane and Landon there in the run game. Downhill, Miles Sanders running for a nice chunk, and this one was early on. This was the 2nd play of the game. Same exact formation, same play call, this time for Boston Scott. Look at the double team from Lane Johnson and Landon Dickerson, able to get that vertical displacement. Look at that softness there for Boston Scott to work with. He gets them down on the goal line. Jalen Hurts punches in for a touchdown on the next play. All right, let's shift gears now over to the defense. And obviously a lot of talk about the run defense, but ultimately when I went through the tape, I was not overly taken aback by what the Eagles did against the rushing attack of the Washington Commanders. They held Brian Robinson to 3.3 yards a carry. They didn't give up really any explosive plays on the ground, only one 11-yard run. I think ultimately this game came down to stopping the Commanders on 3rd down. When you can get Washington, when you can get an opposing offense into 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 8, 3rd and 10, have to take advantage of those opportunities more often than not. Yeah, they're going to get theirs. At some point, they're going to get those conversions, but for that offense to start the game 12 of 14 on third down, that told the story of the first three quarters of this football game. Adjustments were made in the second half, and they were able to turn that around, turn the tides a little bit in their favor. But ultimately, third down, I think, was the big fulcrum here in this game. Now, looking at what they did at all three levels, we'll start on the back end. CJ Gardner-Johnson, first safety in 7 years to have an interception in 5 straight games. Let's see how number 23 got his pick on Monday night against the Commanders. All right, let's take a look at the range here from safety CJ Gardner-Johnson in the deep part of the field. And here they're playing cover 4. 4 defenders spread across the width of the field. It's a vertical route from Terry McLaurin. That's a tight window for the quarterback to fit the ball in. Darius Slay and CJ Gardner-Johnson able to close that window. Number 23 playing over the top, gets the pass break up in the end zone. Now, a little bit later in the game, 3rd and 3. Once again, you're going to see CJ Gardner-Johnson playing from depth. Cover 4 once again, eyes on the quarterback, and that allows him to be a ball hawk in that part of the field. Eyes on the football, but just watch him track this and finish. High points the football, comes down with his interception. Hit 5 straight games now with picks for CJ Gardner-Johnson. Hell of an accomplishment here for the first-year Eagle. All right, so going from the 3rd level of the defense down to the 2nd level, I was impressed with what number 57, TJ Edwards, did in this football game. And where he really excelled was playing downhill, pressing the line of scrimmage in the run game. And when you do that, you are making play, you are closing down the lanes for opposing running backs. I thought we saw that time and time again from TJ Edwards in this game. Just a few examples of some of my favorite reps from number 57. One thing I've always loved about TJ Edwards is how fast he is to press the line of scrimmage and play downhill. Watch him here early in this game, and Hassan Reddick does a great job here as well of closing in, constricting the running lane there. Not a lot of room for Brian Robinson. He stumbles getting through contact there at the line of scrimmage, and the Eagles are able to get this down for minimal gain. Here once again, watch the 2 linebackers, TJ Edwards and Kaiser White. They both have to scrape over the top, press the line of scrimmage. TJ Edwards meeting that puller in the hole. Kaiser's there to scrape from the back side or from the front side, and they're able to get the ball carrier down at the line of scrimmage. Once again, watch TJ Edwards here. Watch Fletcher Cox as well. Posting up at the line of scrimmage. TJ's going to play off this block, get downhill, and again, you're meeting these blockers at the line of scrimmage. Not a lot of room to work there for Brian Robinson, so this results in 2-3 yards here in the run game. Outstanding job from TJ, and again, playing downhill. Watch Marcus Epps as well. So aggressive, playing downhill, but staying under control. This is the play. Josh Sweat gets dinged up here on this block on the split zone carry, but Brian Robinson has nowhere to go. TJ Edwards, Marcus Epps, Hassan Reddick, Tui Pelotu's there. The Eagles defense led by TJ Edwards playing inside. Outstanding job playing downhill in this game. And now going one step further down to the defensive line level, I thought Fletcher Cox had one of the better games along the defensive front for this Eagles football team, both against the run and against the pass, but more so against the run, where you saw him constantly posting up the right guard of Washington, changing the line of scrimmage, and help setting up a wall for Washington's running backs to not be able to run through. Again, just under 3.4 yards per carry for this Washington rushing attack. A big reason why was number 91, the man in the middle. One guy that stood out to me for this Eagles defensive front was number 91, Fletcher Cox. And again, consistently changing the line of scrimmage. Watch him jack up the right guard here. This is early on in the football game, and there's just a wall surrounding this offensive line here for Washington. There was a run blitz here on the play, and the Eagles were able to clog up all the lanes and take away the run for Brian Robinson and the Commanders. Later in the game, you see him just pushing the pocket. This was on a 3rd and short. He creates a 0-yard run because of the knockback he gets at the line of scrimmage. Once again, watch him stack and shed. This is 2nd and 10 on a draw play. He's going to play peekaboo with the running back and get him down just beyond the line of scrimmage on 2nd and 10. Later in the game, once again, the knockback on contact. He's able to get into the backfield and arrive there with Javon Hargrave at the line of scrimmage for a tackle for loss. Great job there from Fletcher Cox. And then another play. Again, this just happened time and time again. I think when you look at these Eagles run defense, you're going to see a lot of knockback, a lot of green jerseys playing on the opposite side of the line. They're able to get Brian Robinson down just at the line of scrimmage. 3.1 yards per carry on the day. You might be sitting here saying, Fran, why are you focusing in on so many of these front 7 players when the Eagles gave up all of that yardage on the ground? But I think you have to contextualize some of the things we saw on Monday night. Ultimately, look, 150 plus yards rushing, you don't want that, right? Defensively, certainly plenty of things to clean up. But when then you look at it league-wide, what exactly happened this week around the NFL? 4 teams gave up over 200 on the ground. The Eagles rushing output, only 16th in the NFL with 156 yards allowed on the ground. They ranked in the top 10 in yards per attempt, in yards before contact, yards after contact. So I think when you look ultimately at this rushing performance, plenty to clean up, things they need to get fixed. There is no question, but getting off the field on third down, that is the problem that really plagued this defense in the first couple quarters of this game, particularly in those middle drives. If the Eagles can get off the field on just a handful more of those occurrences, if they go 7 of 14, 6 of 14, 8 or 9 of 14 in those first three quarters, I think this is a different kind of ball game, certainly down the stretch. But regardless, this is a loss that all three phases of the game are going to suffer. Too many penalties, too many mistakes on all three sides, and the Eagles suffer their first defeat of the 2022 season. But luckily, a short week, a short turnaround here, going on the road to take on an Indianapolis Colts team that just got a win with their new head coach, Jeff Saturday. We'll be back next week to break that game down on the All-22 Review.